First of all, I hope you all young men and women are doing fucking fantastic today. My name is Aiden. I'm 17 years old, and for the past 6 months, I've been just changing my fucking life for the better. And what I hope to do here today is help you change your life.
Yeah. My name is Xavier. That's what you get to call me. I'm 19. I've technically been on self-improvement for about 3 years, but I've only been serious about it for about 4 or 6 months. And I'm here for the same. I want to bring you guys to the best versions you've ever been. Kind of like a fatherhood instinct. I want everyone to be the best versions of themselves. I love all of you. Every single one of you. I love all of you.
If you could manipulate your mindset to look at everything as an opportunity, for every time you like kind of make a mistake or you face a setback, you kind of like fail, you think you fail, you actually, grow stronger, you do better. Like if you want that, then this is for you. Like this is going to help you get to that level. Because every single dip, stumble, or fall in your life can turn into a positive thing. And that's honestly what we want at the end of the day.
First off, how does it be to change your mindset? Well, you would hope almost instantly, but for most people, it's not. But the trick is like normal, it's just improving 1% every day. You just got to get slowly better and better. And if you get better and better slowly, progressive overload, even 0.5% a day, at the end of the year, you'll literally be over 100% better. You don't think you can? I'd like to see you try.
Yeah, I mean, and as well, if you're feeling insane, instead of doing 1%, you can do 2%,
5%, 10%,
or 5%, maybe 10%, bro. You're crazy. How difficult is it to change your mindset? And to be honest, that right there, that question is perspective. If you view it as very difficult and as it being very hard, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be stressful. You're going to think it's impossible. And then guess what? It's going to be impossible for you. But then if you look at it as a breeze, as like, fun, as a game, as something that you need to change your life, then you're going to do it. You're going to get through it. And it's a good thing because it's so simple, and it's bad because it's so simple. It's so simple that people don't believe it. That people think that, like shit, nah, I can't do this. I've been doing the same negative stuff like for years. I've been thinking to myself, I can't do it. That's just how it is. Nothing's gonna change. And when you think that, and when you believe it, that's when you go downhill.
Belief is powerful. There's a reason why placebo is a really big problem in studies.
Why do we fall? Why do we fall, Xavier?
Why do we fall? We fall because we're human. That's what humans do. We fall, we fail, we fumble. Sometimes by our own. Most of the time by our own, actually. Sometimes by the actions of others. That's why we fall.
It's a part of the process. It's just what happens, right? Yeah, because we fall. That's literally how it happens. It's like a baby gets up, they try walking, they fall back on their face, and they start crying and shit. But guess what? The baby gets back up because it's part of life. It's part of life for the baby. Because if the baby falls on his or her face, and doesn't get back up, the baby's never gonna be able to walk. And guess what? If the baby can't walk, then stand the fuck up, bro. Stand the fuck up, bro. So that baby is gonna turn into a kid, and that kid is gonna
be a loser.
How to get on a bike, and ride a bike. And guess what? That boy's gonna need some tricycle. Once he doesn't have any training wheels, he's gonna fall off the bicycle, but he's gonna get back up. Yeah, because it's what we do. It's part of the process to growing. You think about it like, I make so many mistakes, but then you think about literally your whole life is quote unquote making mistakes and learning. That's how your life has been, just quote unquote making mistakes. But why do you call them mistakes? Right? Why do you call it all that? Why is all the things that happened around you? Why do you view it as a mistake? It could be because of your environment. 100% different way of looking at negativity, where it's like negativity can be just people is saying bad stuff about you, people insulting you. It's just perspective in itself of what negativity is, what defines negativity. But negativity fucks up your mind, right? It can really fuck up your mind, and you don't know that. You don't realize it because it's scientifically and it's like physically embedded into your head. Negativity actually changes your brain.
Your fucking Jeffrey brain sits there and you whine about shit all fucking day. It's them, not me. It's constant fucking them, not me. That pisses me the fuck off, man. I didn't do anything wrong. It's just them. No, it was you. You're a fucking loser if you think that way. Nobody controls your action. Only you do.
So negativity manipulates your mind into believing that, the gym is like stupid. It's too hard to do this. It's too hard to do this, right? When people complain, that's negativity. And that negativity builds and builds and builds. So when you think negatively to yourself, wherever that started, let's say someone told you that you're dumb, you can't do this. And then you think to yourself, what if I am dumb? What if I actually can't do this thing? Then what happens every single time you want to do something new, you want to take action? Your brain is going to go back to that moment and say, wait, but you can't do it. You can't fucking do it. So the point throughout that we're going to talk about is literally retraining your brain to stop doing that shit. Because if you let it keep on going, this is why you're stuck in the loop. This is why, even though that you say, I'm going to do this today, I'm going to get back on my routine, I'm going to go to the gym today, and then 8 o'clock rolls around, you didn't go. What happens with negative dips? What happens when we have this negativity happen in our life?
Yeah, so when negative things happen to us, that's just because that's how life works sometimes. Sometimes shitty things happen, and that's just how it rolls. In my life, Aiden's life too, and most of the successful people's life that you'll meet, every single dip led to a high point. So every time you have a negative dip in your life, I don't know, your girl leaves you, I want you to take that and instead make it positive. So turn that negativity into positive things. And then when you do that, every time something bad happens to you, or you fuck up, or someone fucks you up, or like whatever happens, you're grateful for it. And you know that this is going to lead to your peak.
A big example for me was I used to be kind of like the kid that'd get picked on a lot. And that was like kind of throughout middle school. And it really, really like physically fucked up my brain. Like I always kept thinking like, yeah, the next people I talk to would just trash me and I can't find good friends. And moving forward, that's how I thought. So even when I went to high school, that's how I thought it was. And I wanted to change that. So every time I talk to people, I start off positive. I start like, hey, how you doing? Like good stuff. And whenever people, started going back to that insult stuff, I'd back away because I was fearful. Because in my head, I would think, oh shit, this is gonna happen again. This is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. The anxiety, the stress, all that bullshit is rolling up in your head now. But when you realize it's literally fake, when you realize all of that is not true, it's like clarity. It's literally like clarity. Everything is just easy. When you realize that in that moment, you can recognize and you can be aware that, oh shit, my brain is trying to make me not go to the gym right now. My brain is lying to me right now. My brain is going back to its old negative habits. But now that I recognize it, I can change it. Every single time you recognize that you can change it, it's kind of like meditation, where every time that you recognize your brain wanders off, you go back to the breath. It's the same exact thing with our experiences. When you realize, when you have an experience and your brain immediately goes to, this is the worst, this sucks, you recognize it and you go, oh shit. And then you can change it to, what is good about this? What good just happened? Like when you can do that, it becomes a game. It actually becomes a game because then it's fun. Then it's fun recognizing how you can change everything.
I kind of got a similar middle school story, but I think it was a bit more positive. I was an annoying little shit in middle school, way more than I am now, which is surprising, actually. And there was a kid in middle school who I was just like being fucking annoying, and I was like mouthing off, being like a Jeffrey ass. And he like turned to me. He was a 9th grader, I was a 7th grader, and he was like, "That's not funny. Like that's annoying." And I was like, I just kind of sat there like baffled, and I was like, "But I'm funny. Like, how could I not be funny?" And then I thought about it more, and I was like, "Yeah, I was fucking unfunny, and I was being dumb, and I was annoying." But you know what? I took that and I turned it around. I actually became friends with those 9th graders and I hung out with them more. And in doing so, I got way more cool. And I understood how to actually limit myself and how to actually be funny and not just be annoying. And I remember at the end of the year, the same 9th grader that like threw that shit at me, like gave me a hug. And that was one of the most influential times of my life. And he honestly did it because he was so fucking sick of me. He did not do it because he was looking to improve me. He did it because he was pissed. But you know what? I took that negative thing that happened to me and I turned it into a positive thing. Unconsciously. Like I didn't even recognize that I was doing it. About a year ago, my car blew up. And the reason why is because I didn't put an oil in it like a dumbass. And instead of, getting mad at like the car or at, like my parents, like a Jeffrey ass would get mad at their parents or like their brother for not telling them that they shouldn't have put oil in their car. I didn't get mad. I got mad at myself. And I was mad that I shouldn't have done that. And I should have done some research and I should have figured out, yeah, my car blew up on the freeway. and I pulled over on the left side and my phone died. So I was stranded on the left side of the freeway. Yeah, cars need oil. I learned that the hard way. And because of that dip, man, because of that dip, that really shitty thing that happened to me, I didn't blame it on anybody. I blamed it on myself. I said I should have handled that better. I didn't beat myself up about it, but I did have that kind of positive shame where I looked at that situation and I was like, yeah, I should have handled it better. Yeah, taking accountability like an adult. Guess what? I moved on from it. And now I'm at another peak because I have a new car now. I know how cars work better. And it's also given me a really good story to tell. And because of that dip, it's led to a high peak. My first car was a 2007 Jeep Grand Cherokee. That's when I blew up. My current car is a 2004 Jeep Liberty. Like, accountability is so fucking important. But the really cool thing is when you start taking this mindset of that every dip leads into a positive upturn. Every time something shitty to you happens, you recognize that it's going to lead to something positive. I was thinking that when that happened to me about like a year or two ago. Like, I wasn't thinking, oh fuck, what am I going to do for school? I was thinking, yeah, I mean, this is a bad thing, but I just know that this is going to be, yeah, take 2 L's and make them a W. I know that this is going to lead to a peak. So I'm grateful for this. And this is the big thing that we want to talk about. When something bad happens to you, we want you to be grateful for it. You're probably thinking that, and you're like, the fuck? Like your Jeffrey brain is going off on that. And the reason why is because you're never taught accountability. Like, your parents generally don't teach you accountability because they don't have your teachers don't have your bosses don't have. Most bosses do not have any kind of accountability. So you need to be that example. You need to take accountability for your actions. And the cool thing is that when you start doing that, you recognize that when every shitty thing happens to you, you're grateful for it because you know that this is going to be a positive thing.
There's so many people that think like, oh yeah, like, you know, people just like let me know if shit's like, if there's something wrong. Nah, everyone's focused on their own problems. You have to recognize that shit's not going the way that you want to right now, that you're stuck in, you know, whatever cycle, whatever loop, some negativity going on in your head. You have to recognize that that shit's happening. And after you recognize it, which I believe most of you have, you need to be aware when it occurs. So whatever it's like labeling, for example. So let's say you want to go hit the gym and your brain says, brain starts giving an excuse. Literally say to yourself, I'm giving myself excuses right now. And then go hit the gym. Because it just reminded you that your old brain, your old self was trying to stop you from being great, from hitting the gym, from getting gains, from making progress.
You should be grateful for the opportunity to make those gains.
You know, some people think like this bad moment happened and a bunch of bad shit happened, but we move forward from it. We move forward from every single thing. I'll give another example. I had my first relationship and it was like the worst thing ever. Yeah. And it was like freaking terrible. I was like literally not focusing on myself. I didn't give myself the opportunity to grow, to improve, to make real progress, to, you know, start hitting the gym more often. I'd be fucking up my own sleep schedule, spending money, doing shit I didn't want to do and bashing my mental health. And when I realized that I was just throwing myself to the wolves and literally allowing myself to like lose everything I wanted. But when I realized it didn't matter, and the only thing that did, the only focus that I had in that moment was growing, was getting better, was changing, then I did it. I did it literally like a snap. I literally took a snap. I just snapped my fingers like that, broke up with her, started working out, started making progress, changed my mindset, fucking blew up. Like, I just changed everything. And that's the thing, right? You can change things 1% at a time, but you could also go 100%. When you have a big event that happens in your life, something big that happens, it can give you the drive to make big things happen. And that's the power of it. That's why you want to be grateful for everything that happens in your life, because it gives you the opportunity to get more power, to be like, oh shit, this happened, but now I can do so much more because of it. And I'm grateful that I had that relationship. I'm so thankful. I literally sent her a message, even though after that I just, you know, never talked to her again. I said, thank you for everything. I said, thank you for the way you treated me. Thank you for what you did for me. Thank you for having that relationship with me. And thank you for teaching me that I wanted better. Thank you for teaching me this. Thank you for allowing me to move forward. Because if I never met you, If I never got in that relationship, I would have never made it this far. Think about it like that. If a bad situation, if that a bad event never happened to you, would you be where you were now? You wouldn't. The truth is you wouldn't. And that's why I say this all the time. Everything happens for a reason. So that relationship happened to me for a reason, and I grew so much because of it, and I'm so thankful that it happened. Yeah, when you look at it from, I guess a third person, you can be like, wow, it was terrible. But then when you look at all the progress I made, how much I grew from it, there's no way I can be mad about it. There's no way I can say it's bad, right? And that happens to everything. The bad people, maybe negative influences around you, because your environment shapes you like that, where a bunch of people, the 5 people you surround yourself with, smoke weed or do bad habits, are always on their phone. You're going to be that, 6th person, 5th person on your phone. But when you realize that and you recognize that you are aware of it and you can give yourself the opportunity, you can thank yourself. How we can use visualization to manipulate and change our mindset.
So I've touched on it originally, but when shitty things happen to you, you recognize that, yeah, this thing was shitty, but you know what? I'm grateful for it because I know that I'm going to improve from it, because I've improved from all these other things. And I know that that's going to happen. And there are ways to sort of bring that out. Gratitude journaling, I've found, particularly has really, really helped me. I'll go like gratitude journal about like shit that gets thrown at me, and I'll be like, I'm grateful for, this person calling me out on this thing, because I shouldn't have been doing that thing, and I'm grateful that they called me out on it. Which I still fuck up sometimes. I'm still kind of an annoying shit. The point is that I'm trying to improve, and then I recognize when people do that kind of thing to me, and I'm grateful for it, and I write about it. I found that writing and journaling and gratitude journaling, that's helped out quite a bit. Meditation can also help. Meditating on it, just thinking about just that, thinking about your traumas and your struggles, and coming to the conclusion that you're grateful for them. Yeah, you will not truly grow from positive experiences. Like, that's just.
I want to interject and say you can grow a little bit, but not as much as negative.
So you will grow from that negative experience. But I do agree, actually, it's about 80-20. Positive reinforcement and being proud of people and showing your gratitude to people is, fuck, dude, that is so important. So those are the ways that I've found to manipulating your mindset. And this brings back to the central cause, which is every time something shitty happens to you, I want you all to think about that, meditate on it, journal on it, gratitude journal on it. And I want you to come to the conclusion that you are grateful. Like if my car battery goes out, or I fuck up on a final, or my GF dumps me, or a friend calls me a loser, I'm grateful for that, because I'm going to use those to motivate myself. And I'm going to become better. I'm going to learn more. I'm going to be like, I'm going to grow from this. And then you do that enough, nothing really bad happens to you anymore.
Here's the thing. It's perspective. It's all about perspective here. So if you're going to say that manipulating and changing the way you think is hard, it's going to be difficult. I did it in probably like 10 minutes. And I'm serious. I did it in 10 minutes. I kid you not. I changed it in probably 10 to 20 minutes. I literally had that negative of an experience that I was like, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of thinking this way. And I changed it with a snap. And because a lot of people say, oh, it takes time. Yeah, it takes time. How long is it going to take you to make a decision to change? Because it only takes a second to actually decide, fuck it, I'm sick of this. It only takes a second to be like, fuck it, I don't want this anymore. I don't want to do this. So to, go to, some people to say that they have a bunch of negative emotions brewing, and that, they allow themselves to get caught up into it and to like just feel all of the negativity, all of those, thoughts in their head. When you allow yourself to do that, you are allowing yourself to go down to a bad place. You're allowing yourself to listen to whatever people told you that you can't do this, or those negative thoughts that aren't true. Because guess what? The negativity in your head is not true.
No,
saying that, oh, I really can't do this, or I can't approach this girl. That's not true. It is not true that you can't get out of bed and hit some push-ups. It is not true that you can't get up and go take action. That is just not true.
I'll be honest with you. You're a loser, and I want you to be better. This is tough love for people who are like that, because I guarantee you there's at least one of them in here. This is tough love. I'm speaking to you directly. I love you and I want the best for you. But to do that, I need to be cruel. If you genuinely think that way, like, I can't do anything about this.
You can be grateful for Xavier calling you a loser, for reminding you that instead of letting your ego take over right now and say, oh, this guy's talking bullshit. Why is he calling me a loser? Fuck you. Like, instead you can just be like, thank you for reminding me what really matters. You do have to realize people have been in the deepest of pits of their mental health. But yeah, I've also been in, those pits. Been in those bad spots. We've all had those bad spots. But realizing that how significant you make those is on you. Right? And I'm just saying that, I'm not going to say that, oh, this doesn't matter, it's not significant, but how you look at it is up to you. That is your choice. If you're going to look at, some bad experience that happened to you and all of these, maybe bad experiences, multiple of them, dozens, hundreds, and you're going to just combine them all into this negativity, horrible, my life is just like this. Yeah, and I'm going to say this, and it's a very bold statement, but people use mental health as an excuse to not get things done, right? Because
honestly, I did. I did for a lot of years. And this is a really hard subject. And I understand that this is going to get some people pissed off. But honestly, a lot of people who are struggling with mental health problems, the worst thing they can do is acknowledge that and then not work on it and just be like, oh, I know. And then that's just how it is. Like, oh, I'm depressed, but that's just how it is. Like, that's the worst thing you could be. Like,
so essentially people just laying down and doing
it honestly pisses me the fuck off. And the reason why it makes me so mad is because I was the same fucking way. I was the same damn way. Oh, it's just the way I am. It's the way I am. You're self-aware enough to recognize that it's a problem. Like you're self-aware enough to recognize that it's a problem, but you're too much of a pussy to fix it. You're right fucking there. You just do a little bit more and you'll be there. But no, you don't, because you're a loser. It pisses me off, and it's what I did for a lot of years, because I've been through the fucking ringer, and I'm not gonna like trauma dump, but like I've been through the ringer, and like you just gotta be better. Like you can't. I'm gonna quote BoJack. You can't keep doing shitty things and then feel bad about yourself, and then keep doing shitty things. You need to be better. There's no one that's gonna bring you out of this, which sucks, but you gotta bring yourself out of it. You gotta help yourself. And if you can't do that, I'm sorry, you're a loser. You need to do that. Don't do it for you, do it for me. Because I want the best for you. If you can't do it for yourself, then do it for me.
And
do it for your family, do it for your friends. If you can't do it for yourself, if you genuinely can't, if that's not enough for you, do it for those you care about.
Do it for the family and the new generation that's coming out. And look, here's what I'd say. There is a lot of people that are going to listen to this and say, no, you're wrong. And guess what? I'm not going to call you a loser, but I'm going to say this. Things are not going to change for you.
Yeah.
Things are not going to get better for you. And do not come and start complaining to other people when that happens. Don't start complaining that, oh, life is not getting better. I'm just stuck. It sucks. When you are not taking action and you are not trying, because guess what? I don't think there's trying, right? I don't think there's trying. There's doing. There's taking action. There's a difference between attempting and doing something. If you do change, if you make change, that's progress in it of itself. Even if you try doing, let's say, oh, let me get on the ground. And you're like, okay, it's too hard. I'm just going to get back up. I can't get out of bed. Yeah, all action is an attempt. But what I'm looking at it differently. That's just my perspective. That's my mindset. That's how I view it. Failure is not doing. But then guess what? Oh, I didn't do it. But what did I learn from that? Kind of hyping yourself up. Now, every single time that you start thinking negatively to yourself, you start doing this self-doubt cycle bullshit, right? Because I call it a negative feedback loop where you're constantly like, oh, fuck, I'm not going to the gym. And you're like, why the fuck am I not going to the gym? And you get mad at yourself for not going to the gym. And then you get mad at yourself for thinking about it. So cut that shit out. And the easiest way is to recognize it's happening, give yourself a phrase or a signal, something super easy where you can cut out. So for me, it's a snap. So every time I'm like, oh shit, this is too hard, I snap my fingers and I say the complete opposite. This is actually really easy. I was just lying to myself. And I'm not going to lie to myself anymore because that's not who I am. I'm a better person than this. Or let's say, oh, I don't feel like going to the gym. I actually feel like going to the gym because I want to better my body. Because I want to get those gains and I want to be ripped like a fucking Greek statue, bro. Because I want to look like fucking Baki, my guy. So I'm going to make some progress and I'm going to go hit some push-ups. And boom, I hit some push-ups. I feel great right now. I feel pumped. I'm going to get on my shoes and go to the gym. Boom. I feel like, okay, I have a good one that people say a lot. It's too hard. It's too easy. Boom.
Yeah,
you switch it like that. You make it the opposite. All you have to do.
Too easy.
That's it. Right? That's literally it. How hard does this feel? It's often, you can ask yourself why. Why am I feeling like this? And the truth is because your brain is telling you all this garbage. Your brain is telling you all that garbage, but you don't have to listen to it. Yeah, there's a difference between acknowledging like what's going on in your brain and being like, oh yeah, there's this negativity, there's this stuff. But do you want to sit there and listen to all that negativity, or do you want to go do something? Do you want to go make some positive change? Because I guarantee you don't want to sit there and be like, oh wow, there's a bunch of garbage in my head right now. Wow, I keep telling myself that I suck and that I'm not doing enough. You're allowing yourself to indulge in that. And here's the thing. When you indulge in negativity, when you indulge in all of that, it's certainty. It's giving you comfort because you think, oh, wow, it's going to, be better. Things are going to change. Things are not going to change, actually. Things are not going to change because your brain says so. Your brain says so. So guess what? Things are just not going to change.
Yeah.
Guess what?
You made that choice.
You made that choice. And when you say, hey, I'm not gonna make the decision to listen to what the bullshit in my brain is, and instead I'll, snap. I'm gonna make the choice to make something different, to make something happen. You know what? Today I'm gonna go cold approach 5 people. Why? Because I want to, because I want to make a change. I want to feel better. I want to improve my social skills. Because I don't want to believe in this bullshit that my brain keeps telling me. And guess what? As you keep doing that positivity, as you keep changing yourself, the negativity is going to start to go away. It's going to start literally going away because you're just not, you don't care. You don't care about it. And guess what? You're so focused on, wow, my God, the weather's so bad. Wow, the weather's actually amazing today. Look how nice it is. The sunlight, the grass, the trees. Oh my gosh, like it's just beautiful. Then guess what? Your brain just starts being like, wow, I guess life is actually great. Holy shit. Like I was not looking at all this. And then you start focusing on the good. And when you focus on the good, all your energy focuses on the good. Then you start thinking good. And when you think only good things happen. Boom. Like 100%. Just like that, you can make change. And here's the thing. I make it sound easy because it's not hard. Because if you think it's going to be difficult, it's going to be difficult for you.
100%. If you allow it to be hard, it will be. Like stop allowing this shit to be hard. It's easy. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go hit that deadlift PR. It's gonna be like, I got it. I'm the man. I'm the fucking man. I can do this shit easy. I am the man. I'm a champion. We all got to be champions. And if you're not a champion, that's on you. Or at least if you're not there yet. I don't think I'm there yet. I don't think most of us are there yet, but we're trying to get closer. We all got to be a champion.
That, maybe right now in this lecture, your brain was giving excuses. Yeah, I'm talking to the person. I got my webcam on. So I'm talking to the people looking at this. If you're trying to give yourself an excuse right now, change that right now. What is some phrase, one thing you can do? And it doesn't have to be a snap. It could be like maybe you can do like a double clap or something. Or maybe you could just go drop to the ground, push up. And then after that, you can literally say the opposite of what the bullshit was going on in your head.